I'm Kristen from ISeeStarsQuilting.com, and today I am going to share with you how to nest your seams when you are quilting your quilt top. Okay, so if somebody told you one of the best things that you can do for making your quilt top piecing all the same is to nest your seams, and you're like, I don't even know what that means. Rest assured, I'm going to show you how to do it. It's really easy and it will improve your quilting immensely, okay? So first off, let me show you what happens if you don't nest your seams, okay? See this quilt right here? This one, you can see where the joints do not match up on this piece, okay? Now, look at this one right here. Ta-da! Seams are perfectly matched. And I tell you what, it is the same amount of work for both pieces, okay? So once again, you want this. Not this. We're good to go, okay? What I want to do is show you with this one right here. So I have a chain piece block right here. Can you see me? There we go. I have a chain piece block right here. And if you were going, oh, I don't know what chain piecing is either, write me a note down in the comments and I can make a video on that. It's really not hard, but again, if you aren't familiar with all of the quilting terms and exactly how to do it and you're teaching yourself this, that's what I did, okay? That's what I did. I actually am self-taught. I just gathered tips and tutorials online and kind of mishmashed my own quilting education, as you can put it that way, okay? So if you don't know what chain piecing is, write me a note down in the comments, or if there's something else that you would like me to cover in video, I'd be happy to. Okay, so you have your chain piece block here. After you sew this together, or if you aren't going to do the chain piecing and you just have your rows all sewed together like this, what I want you to do is you're going to iron your seams. Don't fuss with me on this one. It's important. You have to iron your seams. I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to iron, I don't want to iron. Well, tough. If you want to be a better quilter, you're going to have to get over it. That's tough love, but that's what I'm going to tell you, okay? So what I've done here is I have taken these seams and I have ironed this row, all my seams. I iron my seams flat, okay? I don't iron them open because if I iron them open, it feels like it's not as sturdy of a seam, okay? So I iron my seams flat, okay? So this whole row, this top row, all my seams, see, are going this way, okay? This next row, all of my seams are going this way, right? And then we start over. They all go this way, they all go this way, they all go this way, and so on and so forth, all the way down your quilt, okay? So when you go to sew your lines together, oh, by the way, this quilt block that I have right here is actually one block off. It is in my shop. It is called the Knock Knock Block quilt, and it comes together really fast, and because the blocks that you make are so big, your quilt actually, it's done just like that. It's really easy and it's really fun. Okay, so when you're piecing your rows together, now that you've got the row or the columns or the rows, however you want to do it. I'm sorry, I use rows and columns interchangeably. It just depends on your personal preference. If you want to sew in columns first, or if you want to sew in rows, it doesn't matter. Just don't get them mixed up because then your piecing will be out of place. So when you are ready to sew them, your rows or your columns together, what you're going to do, don't line up this edge right here. I want you to grab this first seam, okay? And you're gonna see right here that one of the seams here goes this way, the other one goes that way, right? If you take your fingers and you feel just like this, you're gonna feel that seam, but right up next to the other one, okay? And that is what you sew. Grab this. You can, oh, I didn't put them close. Hold on. Here we go. You can grab a pin, put it in place there if you like, and you can do that all the way down. Just stick a little pin here because this fabric in between, if you were just a hair off on your seam allowances when you're sewing here, and I can give you some more tips on that as well. For instance, this foot right here, this sewing foot, okay, see if I can, there we go, there's an angle. This right here, you can see how it has that little line, that little black sliver of metal, okay? That is what keeps me sewing at exactly 1/4 of an inch. I make sure my fabric is right up next to that black line, and I get a 1/4 inch all the time. But, well, there's the dog. Oh well. I do not ever pretend to have a perfect, I know what I'm doing life, because if I did, you'd know in a heartbeat that I was lying. So, okay, here we go. So we put our first pin in here. You can put another pin in here and go down the line. Or if you are, don't have the finger strength for the pins or whatever, don't worry about it. Just when you are sewing, hold it steady. Make sure those seams line up right next to each other all the time, and you'll be good to go. So, there you have it. I sewed 1 row. Let me show you right here. See that? All 4 corners line up perfect, okay? Here is the back. Right there, you see one seam goes this way, one seam goes this way, to ensure that this doesn't get all messed up when you're doing the actual quilting part. I like to just sew all my seams down. If you want to reduce a little bit more bulk in your quilting, you can. It's not necessary, but it does help the quilt lay a little bit flatter. It depends on the batting you're using. But you can open up this seam and press it just to kind of, reduce the bulk a little bit. But most of the time, I just take it, press it all down, because you'll have all of these sewn together, and press it all down, all the way down the quilt, and you're good to go. So that is how you nest a seam. Really not as complicated as you thought it was, is it? No. So if you have any other questions for me, if there's any other videos that you would like me to do for you, let me know. I'm happy to answer your questions. And thanks again for watching. I'm Kristen at ISeeStarsQuilting.com. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.